Salam alaikum. Kinsamela kutare. Good day, good day. 10:59 in the morning, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 83 degrees on the barometer. Like always, guys, I always give you this information. I don't know why, but just, I don't know. I guess of just instinct, just to put it out there. Because probably you guys, or most likely you guys, are in different states, you know, and you probably are either in a state where the weather is still either good or the weather is more hotter than here. And whoever sees this video may be from another country or whatever. And so others could know where's my location. I wanted to speak a little bit today upon the African cosmology. Not much, just trying just to pick your brains on this subject. And when I speak about the African cosmology, I'm speaking about the Bantu cosmogram, the Bantu way, as far as what Tata Bonseki taught and still teaches, even though he's not with us anymore, but through his work, through the information he put out in his books, he gives you kind of a oversight and explains certain topics and certain things, not in depth, because for what I have read and seen, it doesn't go in depth. I'm more sure that whoever he spoke to face and had, you know, with him or was taught by him, he taught in depth this subject. And that's a lot that has to do with the Dikenga. You know, the African cosmology or the Bantu cosmology, that's a lot. You know, it's just not, there's just not one way of looking at it and one explanation and one meaning. There's a lot that has to do with just this knowledge and this understanding of the Bantu cosmology, the cosmogram, the way it shows. Now, the reason why I'm speaking about this is because a lot of us are into Munansos and we are practicing in Kisimalongo, and we see the most predominant icon, let's say, Firma, Patipemba, Dikenga, they call it also, and other names. Those are the ones that come to mind right now. The most predominant one that we see, right? And a lot of the Dikengas out there, or Patipembas or Firmas that are made, you see always Cuatro Vientos Vence Batalla. You see a circle, right? And you see a vertical line in it. And you see a horizontal line in it. When you look at that, that is the cosmogram. That is the Bantu cosmology concept. But a lot of us are not being taught this. I'm not saying that nobody teaches this. Yes, there are people who teach it. There are tatas, yajas who teach this. But a lot do not teach. Where does this come from? What's the meaning behind this? And if you look at it, just look up Bantu cosmogram. You're going to see a circle. You're going to see a horizontal line dividing the circle. You're going to see a vertical line dividing the circle vertically, leaving you with 4 positions. And when we look at Patipemba, Dikengas, Firmas, you're going to notice that a lot of times, the most predominant one that we see is a divided circle with a vertical line, a horizontal line, and we're going to see an X on the right, an X on the bottom left, a circle on the top left, a circle on the bottom right, and different houses teach different ways of what this represents. You understand? Then the other way you will see it is the same thing: a circle, vertical line, horizontal line, circle on the right top, circle on the left bottom, X on the left top, X on the right bottom. But we're not being taught what is the meaning of this. Why are we using a circle? Why is there always a horizontal and a vertical line? Where does this come from? These are the questions that we need to ask, and these are the things that we need to look further into. Okay, I understand. A lot of houses do it because they taught. Really don't know the meaning of what it is. Why do they use a circle? Why is this a vertical line? And why they say horizontal line? A lot of houses don't, because I'm going to be honest with you. I've been to a couple of places, even one that I was initiated in. Never taught me anything about the Bantu cosmogram. Never taught me anything about the meaning of why do we use that circle? And why is there a horizontal and a vertical line? Like, where does this come from? I wasn't being taught that. Nobody taught me that. Actually, I didn't even look at it in that way. I just said to myself, oh, this is a firma. This is a patipemba. This has a symbology meaning of sometimes of a position of a certain muerto or energy, whether positive or negative, or the yin and the yang, or or male and female, depending on where you position the X's and the O's or the zeros. And I didn't ask. I just, well, this is what I see all over. Every time I see a patipemba, no matter whatever patipemba you see, yes, some you're not gonna see this circle and vertical and horizontal line, because there are some from different lineage that change. They're more elaborate on other. They do a different other figures and write certain things differently. But in Kisimalongo, the most predominant thing that you see, is a circle, vertical line, horizontal line. And you're going to see X's and zeros. And usually the ones I already said before, those are the only ones usually that you ever see. And then when you don't see a circle, you always see some type of line and some type of horizontal line. Whether it has a curve vertically and horizontally, and you see an X, a zero, an X, a zero, or a zero, zero, X, X. What does that mean? Are there no other sigils or firmas where those X's and zeros change? Why is it just an X here on the left, an X here on the right, a zero here on the top, and a zero here on the left, or a zero here on the top on the left, a zero here on the bottom right, an X on the right top, and an X on the left bottom? Those are the most predominant ones you see. And why is it always like that? Like, what? Where does that come from? And when you go do research and you find out and you start looking into the cosmology, the Bantu cosmogram, you start noticing, wait a minute, this cosmogram I seen this. I see this all the time in my Munanzo. I see this in firmas. What does this mean? What does this have to do with the patipembas, with the firmas, with the dimangas that we do? What does it have to do with it? What is the meaning? And this is where I'm going with this, because I never was taught that. And I never was taught that circle with that horizontal line and that vertical line and that X on the right and that X on the left bottom and the circle on the left, or vice versa, they're more than just those positions in that, let's say, Dikenga, let's say cosmogram. There are more positions. They're just not just two. There are more, and they have different meanings and different times to be used, and a lot of different things. I'm trying to spark up your mind, spark up your thinking, spark up your interest to start looking at these things. Start asking yourself what I am putting out here. Why the cosmogram? What does that vertical line mean? What does that circle represent? What's that horizontal line represent? And then what are the representations of any other binary code that's inside of those four spaces, right? Because when you have a cross, you have a space here, space here, space here, and a space here, right? At the bottom. There's more binary codes that go in there. It's just not 1x here, 1x here, one circle here, or 1x here, 1x here, one circle up here, one circle here. No, there's other binary codes that go in there. And then when you get into more understanding, you understand that cosmogram, that circle, with that vertical and that horizontal, is just not four positions. There are more positions inside that cosmogram. There's more than just those 4 points or those 4 places in the cosmogram, and when we use it and the meaning that it has. You know, these are questions that if I was to ask the house that I was in before, they wouldn't have the answer. I'm not trying to speak down on them. Whoever practices the way that they practice it and they understand it in a certain way, it's fine. But these things have meaning. These things have there's multiple things when you use the cosmogram. They have meaning. Physical meaning, animal meanings, and that's what I'm going to give you right now. There's physical, even animal meanings in this cosmogram. Life meanings, earth meanings, plant meanings, vegetation. It has, if not everything, a lot to do with our practice. This Bantu cosmogram. Guys, if you speak English, because you're here, or you speak some type of Spanglish like I do, and you could read English, buy books written by Tata Bunseki Fukiao on the Bantu cosmogram and any other book you could find by him, and read it. And if you don't understand it completely, keep reading it and put it down and read it again. And ask questions to people that might know or that you think might have an answer to what you are asking. Of course, there are going to be some limitations on certain questions you ask depending of what lineage you come from, what status you have in Palo also, because not everybody's going to teach you everything about this cosmogram and everything that has to do with it. It's stuff that goes in very deep. I haven't even, to be honest with you, I'm just scraping the surface of what I know. I'm just scraping the surface of what I know about this cosmogram, and what does it imply and what does it mean. There's so much that I still need to learn. And if I don't have a teacher, who's going to teach me? If I don't have a teacher that knows about this, how am I going to learn? Short video, guys, like always, just to spark your mind, give you guys something to look forward into studying and getting into. If you start learning about the Bantu cosmogram, you're going to really start understanding why do us in Palo, we use those X's and zeros and those lines and those verticals and horizontal. And you'll get more understand, you're going to get for a while. And it's going to blow your mind like it has blown me. Like my tamba, has blown my mind with the stuff that he has explained to me. And he's just scratching the surface, teaching me the little bit that he has taught me. And I'm grateful for his teachings and for his knowledge. And because of him, I understand more of Nkisimalongo. And I'm very grateful to him, because after so long, after so many trials, so many errors, so many problems, so many situations, for me to have stumbled to speak to him, and him accepting me, not at the beginning, because he didn't just accept me, not that easily. No, we had quite a few conversations, and he knows himself that he was not really, how can I say without being disrespectful, because he was not disrespectful, but he was holding back. He was actually, if I'm correct, he was actually reading me to see if my situation was valid or not, or I was just talking about somebody else for nothing, being disrespectful. But anyway, guys, please thumb up the video just for the algorithm, guys. You know I don't make nothing off of this. I don't care. Listen, I'm working. I'm doing delivery. I don't need no credit for no video or for YouTube to pay me. Let everybody else get paid on YouTube. They don't, for the viewers and the subscribers that I got, there's not even enough subscribers or viewers for them to give me a penny. So I'm just being as humble and as honest as I could be, guys. Be safe. Thumb up the video for an algorithm, for somebody else to see something, maybe inspire them, maybe wake them up to start asking and start reading and start looking for this information. Everything is not in books, but there are some things in books that you could learn. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam, Sambila Kutare. Always, I send my blessings to my Mfumu, and I ask for his blessings always. And to his muertos, my muertos, and todo lo que nos acompañen. Be safe, guys.